What's up guys, Matt Moniz here, and just recently the iPhone 6s and iPhone 6s Plus was announced. Now you're probably not sure which one to get. Well, this video is going to help you decide. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. So the first thing you need to consider is design and usability. And at first glance, both of these phones look a lot alike. But the biggest thing is that they differ in size. Now the iPhone 6 Plus is 2 centimeters taller, 1 centimeter wider, and 2 millimeters thicker. Now this doesn't sound like much, but when you actually pick up the phone and use it, you'll find it very difficult to use with one hand. And if you put cases on your phone, that already big phone will start to feel much bigger. So if one-hand operability is your main concern, definitely stick with the iPhone 6s. Second up is the display, and just like the design, the display is different on both these phones. The iPhone 6s has a resolution of 1334 by 750 with 326 pixels per inch, whereas the iPhone 6s Plus is 5.5 inches, has a true 1080p display with 401 pixels per inch. So what this basically means is that the iPhone 6s Plus display has a sharper display. But when you actually put these phones in front of each other, you really can't tell the difference unless you have the 6s Plus's display right in front of your nose. Now, if you like to consume media, the bigger screen is obviously a lot better to look at, and same goes true for reading books and browsing the net. So if media consumption is your big priority, definitely consider the 6s Plus. And next up is the camera, and both of these phones share the same new 12 megapixel camera with an aperture of 2.2. They'll both support live photos and most likely take amazing pictures, but there is one big difference between these phones. The 6s Plus has a thing called optical image stabilization, whereas the iPhone 6s doesn't. So basically what optical image stabilization does is it helps remove blur caused by the movement of your hand while you're taking a photo. In broad daylight, you're most likely not going to notice the difference between both of these phones, but once you get into low light scenarios, that's when the iPhone 6s Plus will take the better pictures, and the same holds true when you're shooting video. So fourth up is performance, and inside both of these phones are Apple's latest A9 chip, which is supposed to be 70% faster than the A8 inside of the iPhone 6. Also, it's been mentioned that both of these phones have had their RAM bumped up from 1 gigabyte to 2 gigabytes. So what this basically all means is that these phones are ridiculously fast. Now, if you're someone who likes to keep their phone for 3 to 4 years, I'm going to give the slight speed advantage to the regular iPhone 6s, and that's only because it has a smaller screen, which means the hardware doesn't have to work as hard to pump out extra pixels. And fifth up is battery life, which is another obvious reason to choose the iPhone 6s, and that's right, you guessed it, because it has a bigger battery. The 6s Plus has a 2910 milliamp battery, and according to Apple, it can play up to 14 hours of HD video, whereas the iPhone 6s can only do up to 11 hours of video and has a 1715 milliamp battery, which is actually smaller than last year's iPhone 6. And sixth up is price, and this might be the deciding factor for a lot of you. The regular iPhone 6s starts at $549 US, whereas the iPhone 6s Plus starts at $649. Now, I really don't recommend getting the 16 gigabyte version because both of these phones now support 4K video and you will fill up this phone ridiculously fast. So the big question, which iPhone is right for you? Well, buy the iPhone 6s if you want to be able to use a phone with one hand, you want to save $100, and if you want the slight performance edge, especially if you're going to keep the phone for 3 to 4 years. Buy the iPhone 6s Plus if you love to consume media on a big screen and you enjoy looking at web pages on a bigger screen size. Next, the reason would be if you want better battery life, so you don't have to worry about charging your phone throughout the day. And finally, you need optical image stabilization so you get better photos on your iPhone. So which iPhone would you guys choose? Let me know in the comments below. I know for me, I'm going to stick with the regular iPhone 6s because it's cheaper and I want something that I can use with one hand. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And of course, as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.